Welcome, Highlanders, to our ECON003 or Introduction to Microeconomics Canvas course site. So for those of you who've been at UCR for a little while, you might have used this system called Blackboard or what the university called iLearn in the past, but recently the university has decided to switch over to a new course management system called Canvas, or what they're now referring to as eLearn. So I just want to make this quick video here to show you how to kind of navigate through this new Canvas course site, and so you know exactly where to go whenever you enter in the class and you have no confusion about what to do or where to move next. So when you first log in, you're going to come to this home page here, and as you scroll down the home page, you're going to see that there is going to be my instructor information there available for you, right? So it includes my email. That's a good way to get a hold of me. It also includes my office phone number, although I'm not going to be in the office that often during the summer session because we aren't allowed regular access to our offices yet. Right, that's why I've given you my cell phone number. So if you need to reach out to me, that is a good way to do it. Just call me on my cell phone if you want to have a good back and forth conversation. Again, there's the office location, although again, we're not currently allowed in our offices. So I'll be conducting these office hours, or what I now am calling student hours, through Zoom. The student hours are the same thing as office hours. I was told more recently when taking an instructional design class, that's a little bit more student friendly to call them student hours so students know that those hours are for them. But at the same time, I know a lot of people are used to the term office hours, so I'll be kind of using those interchangeably. Right, but in case the student hours are essentially office hours, is a time for me to help you, and those are on Monday and Wednesday from 2 to 4:30 p.m. or during our regularly scheduled class time, and then Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. I try to schedule some in the afternoon and some in the morning because I know people have different schedules and might be able to meet at different times. You'll see the link to those Zoom student hours there, so if ever you want to access those hours, just click on that link. There's also a link to our syllabus and the ECON003 goals contract, which is basically where I go through and say what my goals are for this quarter, for this class, and for you all, and some challenges I anticipate in achieving those goals, and then some ways I hope to overcome those challenges. And the last 3 questions on your first introductory survey from Module 0 that you can complete for 1 extra credit point will include your own goals contract. So if you want to see an example of it, then feel free to click on that and take a look. I've also created a Discord site for easy way for you to interact with your peers. I'm told that that's kind of one of the more new social media ways of interaction. So I got logged into that and created that site for you guys. So it's up to you whether you want to use it. There's not going to be anything that I really do with that site. It's kind of more for you all to interact with one another. I'll kind of check in every once in a while to see how things are going. But again, I'm not going to post anything there that's not already up here on this course site. And then I've created some pages here just as resources for you all. So student opportunities includes any information about maybe registered student organizations on campus, volunteer opportunities, internships that are available, right? Anytime I get an email asking me to kind of make it known to students that these opportunities are available, I kind of post that information there under student opportunities so you'll have it all summer session long. Student resources are resources for you if you experience any turmoil or trouble this quarter. I know it's a stressful time for a lot of people, so if during the summer session you are struggling with anything, check out those student resources. They include counseling and psychological services provided by the university. Technical support is basically a link to the university's IT department as well as their Canvas help desk. So if you're struggling with anything technically related, right, you might want to check that out. Chances are you are going to get better answers from them than you will from me. I'll probably have as many technical support issues as you will this quarter as I'm getting used to this new course management system. And then inspiration and positivity is just a list of articles or video clips or websites that are all about being positive. Again, I know it's a dark time these days, and so rather than focusing on the negativity, let's focus on some positive stuff. So there's some links to things like Good News Network and again, some kind of uplifting video clips there for you. So if you find yourself needing that positive ray of sunshine, then you can click on that link and hopefully boost your spirits a little bit. All right, so again, that's what's on the homepage. The only really 2 buttons that you're going to need are the announcements. So if you want to see any announcements I've made for the class, you can click there and they'll pop up. So again, just real briefly, if we go to the announcements page, you'll see my most recent announcement. And again, any announcement I make, you'll be able to find there. Those should appear in your email as well, as long as you have your email linked up to this Canvas course site. And then where you're going to spend most of your time is in this section called modules. This is really the only place you need to go in order to complete assignments. Right, so we've got module 0 here, which is consists of an introduction to the course. It includes the syllabus, an introduction video that includes a knowledge review question, online class rules and academic honesty survey. This is where you're going to get that extra credit point if you can complete that by July 28th. All assignments are going to be due by 11:55 p.m. or towards the end of the day on the day that they are due. And then a meet and greet, which is just kind of a discussion board post for you, right, so that you can introduce yourself, right? It's got my introduction in there as well. Again, this is just a way for you to interact with your peers. It is not required. If you don't want to introduce yourself, you don't have to, but it's a good way to kind of, I guess, start forming some relationships with the other people in the class, which can be kind of tough to do in this online setting, right? And then we're going to get to the first module, which is going to be due in the first week. In fact, the first two modules are going to be due during that first week. Because this is a summer session, we're going to cram 10 weeks of learning into 5 weeks. Instead of having one module due every week, you're going to have 2 modules due every week. So kind of be cognizant of that, right? And so again, it's going to consist of what most modules consist of, which is again just an overview telling you what's going to be due this module, right? The lecture videos that you're going to be watching with knowledge review questions that you can complete along the way. Again, those knowledge reviews don't count for credit, just to make sure you kind of understand the information as you're going through it and to keep you engaged. There is a discussion session video that's going to replace your standard discussion session class. So once again, you never have to go to your discussion session class if you don't want to, right? But there is a discussion session video that you can watch asynchronously anytime you want. If you want the kind of feel of a real discussion session class, then you can just watch the video during the discussion session time and then go ahead and interact with your TA during that time if you have any questions. So they should make themselves available during their standard discussion session time if you want to get a hold of them. And then there's the discussion session activity. That is a 5-point activity that will be due by the end of the week, right? Then there's going to be some practice questions that are available to you, right? Those are questions that I made up. They are optional. You do not have to complete them, but they are available to you if you want to kind of study or make sure you understand the material from the module. Coursebook questions actually come from the publisher's created coursebook. So it's what the publisher created. So I'm just taking it verbatim from the publisher with their permission, of course. As long as I agree to continue to use their textbook when designing the class, they allow me to use those coursebook questions. So your quizzes and exams will consist of questions that come from the lecture videos. Some of the questions will be ones that I make up, and some of them will be ones that the publisher made up or it comes from their test bank. So make sure to give you practice on both types of questions there. By the way, if you do decide to use those questions, just click on the link and those questions will pop up. So you have all the questions there, right? And then after the questions, if you keep scrolling through, you're going to see the answer key. And for the practice questions, because I created those, I also provide you with an explanation for why the right answer is the right answer and why the wrong answer is indeed wrong. Right, so again, that is available to you as well. Right, again, go to that module page. After completing those practice and coursebook questions, right, there is going to be a review session video available for you as well. And again, I'm going to try to host some live review sessions every week in order to make sure that you are understanding the material and have access to synchronous instruction should you desire it, right? And then after that review session, right, there's going to be a module quiz, right? And that is that 10-point quiz that's going to be due at the end of the week every week. So again, that's what a typical module looks like. At the end of the module, there is a virtual break room that is completely optional. If you need to get up and move, I've provided an exercise break in that virtual break room, including a section called Pass the Prof here, which is what I did during that exercise break. So if you want to do more than me or as much as me, right, this is how much I've done. You can see if you can beat my times or my reps or my scores or whatever it is, right, just as a kind of additional fun challenge for you. If you need a relaxation break, right, there might be a guided meditation or a quick 5-minute yoga stretching break or something like that, right, just to help you relax. If you're looking for an intellectual break, there is a virtual escape room that I've created that consists of a bunch of clues that you have to kind of poke around and find and then solve these clues. You can do it by yourself, but it might be more fun to do in a group if you want to organize groups through Zoom to do that. And this will kind of also help you review the material from the module that the virtual escape room is in. Right, and then finally, if you want a social break, you can interact with your peers on a discussion board. Again, there are no required discussion board posts in this class. They are all optional. But if you want to, again, interact with your classmates, you can do so through the discussion board. Just make sure that you are staying respectful as you do so. Right, and during that discussion board, you can do something like post your scores from the exercise challenge. Right, you can say whether or not you enjoyed the relaxation break. You can post your time or your group's time from the virtual escape room, right? Dare other people to try to beat it, right? Or again, you can just say, what you liked about Module 1 or what you didn't like, or maybe some stories that you can relate to that are related to the material from Module 1. If you want to take a look at that virtual escape room, here's kind of what it looks like. If you click on that, a link pops up, right? And that virtual escape room pops up. All you have to do is view it in presentation mode, and you are going to see that there are certain things that you can click on that could link to certain clues, right? So for example, this board here, if you click on that, it's going to link to a clue that you can use to solve one of the locks, right? Also, if you click on the lock here, you're going to see where you can enter in the answers here to these locks and see if you can make it out of the room, right? So again, that's kind of what this virtual escape room is about. It's meant just to be fun. It's not going to count for credit, right? It will help you review the material from the module, so you could be useful in terms of understanding or learning material, but again, not required, just an intellectual break for you located here in this optional break room. All right, so that's kind of what each module looks like and how you can navigate through the class. So again, if you come to our home page, this is what you'll see, right? If you go to the modules page, this is the first click you'll probably need to make to start working through things, right? So just to kind of give you an idea, if you don't want to kind of look at everything all at once here, then click on, say, the overview. And what you're going to see here is exactly what's going to be due each module in that step-by-step format, right? So again, step 1 would be to watch the lecture videos. I give you the total runtime of the lecture videos as well as the runtime for each individual video. I'll also tell you that during the summer session, where our first Monday class is supposed to meet from 2 to 4:50, or for 2 hours and 50 minutes here, right? You probably want to watch all these lecture videos during that class time if you want to kind of mimic what it's like to be in that summer session actual classroom, right? But again, you can watch these videos at any time you want throughout the week, right? If you want to take notes as you're following along, I did provide these slides in both PowerPoint and PDF format, right? So if you don't have access to PowerPoint, you can get the PDF version, right? Same thing with the discussion session video, that's provided to you in both PowerPoint and PDF format, the slides that correspond with that one, right? And then it tells you, of course, to complete the assignment. You got the practice questions, the course book questions, the optional review session. There's the link to our review. Again, all our live reviews will be Friday, July 30th at 1 p.m. But if you can't make that, don't worry. The review session is also available asynchronously, right? And again, I provide the slides in both PowerPoint and PDF format, right? There is also the Module 1 quiz, which is going to be due like your discussion session at the end of the week at 11:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Very important is that, remember, we're going to be doing 2 modules per week. So both Module 1 and Module 2 will have a discussion session activity and a module quiz that are going to be due at the end of the week. So that's 4 activities you need to complete by the end of each week, right? 2 discussion session activities and 2 module quizzes are going to be due by Sunday at 11:55 p.m. All right. So the great thing about Canvas is this is designed for everything to kind of be one click away. So after looking through this overview, if you want to go to step 1, just click next, and it'll take you right to that first step here in Module 1, which is watching that first lecture video, right? After completing that lecture video, all you got to do is click next, and it's going to take you right to the second lecture video. Notice that the learning objectives for each lecture video there are going to be up there above the video, so you can kind of pay attention to what you're supposed to be getting out of that video. Again, click next. It'll take you to the third lecture video with those learning objectives. Click it one more time, and it'll take you to the final lecture video for those particular objectives, right? And then after the lecture videos, click next, it'll take you right to the discussion session video, right? That one doesn't have any of those knowledge review questions embedded in there, right? Discussion session videos are really designed to kind of be a review of the material that students tend to find the most difficult for the chapter or that module. Click next again, and it'll take you right to that first assignment, that discussion session activity for Module 1. Click next, it'll take you right to, again, those practice questions, which is the next step for that module, right? And then it'll take you right to those course book questions, and then it'll take you right to that review session, should you want to watch that video or participate in that live session on Friday, July 30th at 1 p.m. for this first module. Click next again, and it'll take you right to the Module 1 quiz. Click next again, and it'll take you right to our Module 1 virtual break room, should you want to experience anything in there. If you click next one more time, it'll start taking you to the overview for Module 2. right? So as you can see, all you have to do is start at the beginning of the module and just keep completing things, clicking next, and it'll take you right through each module and into the next one. So right now you have the introductory module, which isn't really required, but I recommend that you do in order to get that extra credit point and make sure you understand what the rules of the classes, as well as module 1 and module 2. That is what is due here during this first week, right? Now, module 3 and module 4, the modules for the following week, are going to open up on Friday of week 1, right? So the 2 modules you'll need to complete each week will open up on Friday the week before, giving you the weekend, the entire Monday through Friday work week, and then the next weekend to complete all the assignments and activities, right? So you should have plenty of time there to start working ahead if you need to, or staying on track for the course. That's it. That's how you navigate through this Canvas course site. Again, when you log in, you'll get to this homepage, click on modules, click on the first step of the first module you need to complete, and just keep clicking next as you complete things until you are through that module or through the 2 modules that are due for the particular week. Right. So again, it should be pretty easy to navigate. I've tried to make it as easy as I can for you to just follow along in a step-by-step format. But as always, if you have any questions at all, you can visit me during the student, or again, what are often referred to as office hours, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have, or you can shoot me an email and I'll be happy to get back to you. All right. Again, just let me know if you need anything. Until then, stay safe and healthy. Take care.